Let me tell you about the Khan Academy. This is one of the most amazing technology innovations on the web today. Salman Khan, an MIT and Harvard graduate, back in late 2004, made a few videos to share with his cousin who was struggling with her junior high math. And he began to put several videos online, and they increased in number to several dozen, and he started putting them on YouTube. More and more students began to watch them to help them in their studies. And this began to draw the attention of philanthropists and donors. And today, the Bill Gates Foundation and Google and other entities have donated millions of dollars to support this project. If you go to the Khan Academy website, found at khanacademy.org, this is what you'll see. Here is the catalog of the math resources, science and economics, computer science, humanities, test prep. Scrolling all the way down, let's go to the team. And here you see Sal, the founder and executive director, along with Shantanu, his president and COO. These guys were roommates back at MIT, and they're heading up this initiative. And they've hired 50 of the brightest and the best to work on this website, to develop these educational materials. You scroll through these pictures and read the bios, and most of these folks are from the Stanford, the Ivy League schools, Princeton, and so on, and all the way down to Toby, their director of wellness. Khan Academy is a nonprofit organization. Its mission is to provide a free, world-class education for anyone, anywhere, and in particular the less developed parts of the world where children do not have access to the educational resources that we enjoy in the West. If you do not speak English, you can scroll to the bottom of the home page and select any one of 28 languages right now. Let's say you speak Chinese, you can click on Chinese, and the site instantly converts to Chinese. The translation initiative is using a crowdsourcing strategy similar to Wikipedia. For example, if you speak Chinese, you can go right in here and begin to translate some of these materials. Over a period of time, the materials will be fully translated for these 28 languages, as well as other languages that will be added to the list. Currently, there are 4,000 videos posted, ranging from 5 to 15 minutes in length. Let's take a look at the math area. We have arithmetic and pre-algebra, algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, probability, and so on. Let's just go into arithmetic and pre-algebra and take a look at what we have here. Addition and subtraction, so this starts right at the beginning for first graders. Multiplication and division, factors and multiples, negative numbers, decimals and percents, and so on. Let's click into this area, and this is probably where some of you, your math careers came to a grinding halt and you met your Waterloo. Let's take a look at decimals and fractions and take a look at one of these videos.
Write 2.75 as a simplified fraction. So once you get some practice here, you're going to find it pretty straightforward to do, but we're really going to think through it and get the intuition for why this makes sense. So if we were to write this down, the 2, that literally just represents 2 ones. So I'll just write it down like that. Then we have the 7 in the, use that in another color. We have a 7, one place to the right of the decimal. It's in the 10th place with a THS at the end, the 10th place. So it literally represents 7 over 10. And then finally we have the 5 in the 100th place. So it represents 5 over 100.
And some of you are thinking, man, where would I be today if we'd had the Khan Academy available when I was a kid? In the sciences and economics area, we have biology, chemistry, physics, organic chemistry, finance, micro and macroeconomics, computer science. Let's go into microeconomics. And here we have supply and demand, and there are 14 videos in this area. Let's just click in here and take a quick look at one of them. Here's a video on law of demand.
In this video, we're going to talk about the law of demand, which is one of the core ideas of microeconomics, and lucky for us, it's a fairly intuitive idea. It just tells us that if we raise the price of a product, that will lower the quantity demanded for the product. Quantity demanded will go down, and you can imagine the other side of that.
One of the innovative features of the Khan Academy is the knowledge map that you'll find on the home page. And this starts with addition and subtraction right at the very beginning, and then you have negative numbers and multiplication and division, and this gives you a path in terms of progressing through all the topics in math. Get into fractions and ratios and points, lines, and planes. You see we're getting into some geometry here and some algebra, polynomials, complex numbers, trigonometry, and finally calculus. And so a student can systematically start right at the very beginning, first grade level arithmetic, and progress through the different math topics. If we click on addition and subtraction, we'll get a feel for the extensive sets of exercises that are provided for each video. Here it says drag the orange dot to 2. So here's an interactive exercise. We drag it to 2, and then we check our answer. Correct answer, it gives us 3 leaves as a reward. And then we go to the next question. What number is represented by the blocks shown? So we have, it's like 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we put in 59. Check our answer, correct answer. If you have a tablet or a pen-based computer, you can do your work right on the screen. And I just have a mouse on this computer, so it's going to be a little rough here, but I can still do a pretty good job. 751, type my answer in here, check my answer, got it correct. If you need help, you can click the I'd like a hint, and it puts in some hints. I'd like another hint. If you really are stuck, you can watch the video and click right here, and it will open up the video related to this particular topic. One final feature I'd like to show you is the coach feature, where a parent or a teacher could manage a group of students. And I have my 13-year-old nephew who has been working through the Khan Academy videos and exercises, and I can check his activities, what he's done over the last 7 days, what he's done over the last 30 days. I can check his focus, and this shows that he's been working mostly on subtracting mixed numbers and multiplying mixed numbers. I can check his skill progress, and this is a grid showing all the math topics from the basic adding and subtracting all the way through the higher topics all the way to college level math here. And the blue shows the items that he has become proficient in, the red shows those items where he is struggling, and the pink color are those items he was proficient in but needs to go back and review them to turn them back to blue again. You may be wondering if the Khan Academy requires the internet. Until about a year ago, it did. But last summer, a group from UC San Diego started working on a project to develop a downloadable version that would run on laptops without internet access. And this is their site called KALite, and they say only 35% of the world has internet, but 100% of the world needs education. And they provide a means to download all 4,000 videos, and it creates a site, something like this, that runs locally on the computer. And a student can go in and click on an area, let's say biology, cell and cell division, phases of meiosis, and then watch the video. Already we've downloaded the KALite version of Khan Academy to a number of 6 to 8-year-old laptops to send to needy children in Liberia, the Bahamas, and other parts of the world. And these children can use the computers as long as they have a place to recharge them, and no internet is required. Hopefully you've appreciated this introduction to the Khan Academy. I believe the Khan Academy is the most transformative piece of technology to ever come along in terms of its potential impact on education around the world.